The private lounge was dimly lit, its opulence overlooked by the tension in the air. Barron Trump sat silently, his sharp gaze fixed on the city lights beyond the high-rise windows overlooking Washington, D.C. Just days remained until his father, Donald Trump, would be inaugurated as the 47th President of the United States. Yet tonight, a strange meeting threatened to upend everything. The creak of the door broke the silence. Hunter Biden entered, his face pale and drawn, his hands trembling slightly. Two security guards stood stationed at the door, their stoic expressions underscoring the gravity of the moment. The air was thick with secrecy, and the urgency in Hunter's movements was unmistakable. "I need to talk to you," Hunter whispered, his voice steady yet tinged with desperation. Barron leaned forward cautiously, his heart racing. What could Hunter Biden possibly have to say to him on the eve of such a monumental event? Hunter hesitated, then leaned closer. His words came out in a low whisper, but their impact was immediate. Barron's expression froze, the weight of Hunter's revelation crashing down like a tidal wave. The room seemed to shrink as Barron struggled to process the shock. "Why are you telling me this?" Barron asked, his voice a mixture of disbelief and frustration. Hunter met his gaze, his own heavy with emotion. "Because you are the only one who might understand, the only one who can help." Barron's mind raced. The burden of what Hunter had revealed was overwhelming. And yet, the sincerity in Hunter's voice was undeniable. As the young Trump sat in stunned silence, one thought haunted him. How would this revelation shape the future of his father, his family, and the nation? Hunter Biden's face was pale, his voice low but steady, as he leaned in to speak to Barron Trump. The room was cloaked in an uneasy silence, interrupted only by the faint hum of the security guards stationed outside the door. Barron, just 17 years old, sat across from him, his sharp eyes narrowing as he tried to make sense of Hunter's words. "You are the only one who might understand," Hunter said, his tone carrying a weight that couldn't be ignored. "Your father has the ability to inspire this nation like no one else, but he has to lead with empathy. He needs to unite, not divide." Barron's chest tightened at Hunter's words. It was an unexpected plea from someone who should have been on the opposing side. He tried to mask his confusion, but the sincerity in Hunter's voice was impossible to ignore. "Why are you telling me this?" Barron asked, his voice laced with suspicion and disbelief. Hunter hesitated, glancing toward the door as though ensuring their conversation remained private. "Because you are his son. You are the one person he listens to. If he doesn't hear this now, if he doesn't understand the stakes, everything could fall apart." Barron sat back, his mind racing. His father, the man who had always taught him strength and strategy, was now being painted as someone whose greatest power lay in compassion. "It wasn't just about politics," Hunter explained. "It was about healing a deeply divided country." As Hunter's words settled over him, Barron realized the gravity of the moment. This wasn't just a conversation, it was a call to action. His father's future, and the nation's, could depend on whether Barron had the courage to confront him with the truth. A critical moment? The thought gnawed at Barron, leaving him sleepless and pacing his room. Yet a voice inside him kept urging him forward. Hunter's plea wasn't just about politics. It was about the kind of leader his father could become, a man capable of healing a fractured country. Barron clenched his fists, his heart racing. What if he stayed silent? What if this moment, this decision, was the key to something greater? As dawn approached, Barron realized he couldn't carry this alone. The question wasn't just if he should tell his father, but how to do it without shattering the trust they shared. In the quiet solitude of his room, Barron Trump sat at his desk, a blank sheet of paper before him. The weight of his thoughts pressed down like a storm cloud as he picked up a pen, his hand trembling slightly. Hunter Biden's words had unsettled him, planting seeds of doubt and urgency that he couldn't ignore. The inauguration was just days away, and Barron knew he had to say something to his father, a man who was not just a leader, but also his mentor and hero. With a deep breath, he began to write. The words flowed hesitantly at first, but soon, the emotions he had bottled up poured onto the page. He wrote of his pride in his father's strength, the way he had taught him resilience and strategy, and the many times he had inspired hope in others. Yet, Barron didn't shy away from the harder truths. "Dad," he wrote, "the country is hurting. People are divided and they need a leader who can bring them together. Leadership isn't just about strength. It's about understanding, about showing compassion even when it's hard. You've always told me that truth is our greatest ally. And the truth is, this nation needs healing." As the night stretched on, Barron's words became more heartfelt. He spoke of his belief in his father's potential to unite the nation, to lead not just with policies, but with a vision of hope and empathy. Every sentence carried the weight of a son's love and a citizen's hope. When he finished, Barron folded the letter carefully and placed it in his desk drawer. He wasn't ready to hand it over yet, but the words were there, a testament to his belief in his father and his hope for a brighter, united future. "Dad," he wrote, "the country is hurting. People are divided and they need a leader who can bring them together. Leadership isn't just about strength. It's about understanding, about showing compassion even when it's hard. You've always told me that truth is our greatest ally. And the truth is, this nation needs healing." As the night stretched on, Barron's words became more heartfelt. He spoke of his belief in his father's potential to unite the nation, to lead not just with policies but with a vision of hope and empathy. Every sentence carried the weight of a son's love and a citizen's hope. When he finished, Barron folded the letter carefully and placed it in his desk drawer. He wasn't ready to hand it over yet, but the words were there, a testament to his belief in his father and his hope for a brighter, united future. Barron Trump returned to the discreet meeting place, his heart heavy with uncertainty. Hunter Biden was already there, pacing nervously. His face was drawn, his eyes carrying the weight of unspoken truths. As Barron entered, Hunter turned to him, his voice trembling with urgency. "You are the key, Barron," Hunter said, stepping closer. "Your father listens to you. In the next few days, he'll make decisions that will shape this country for generations. You have to remind him what truly matters: compassion, unity, and understanding." Barron hesitated, the gravity of Hunter's words pressing down on him. "Why me? I am just his son," he said, his voice tinged with frustration. Hunter shook his head. "That's exactly why. You are the one closest to his heart. If anyone can anchor him, it's you." The words stayed with Barron as Inauguration Day dawned. The air was crisp, the atmosphere electric. Standing beside his father, Barron watched as Donald Trump prepared to take the oath of office. When his father stepped forward to deliver his speech, the world held its breath. Donald's gaze briefly met Barron's, and in that moment, an unspoken understanding passed between them. "Leadership," Donald said, his voice firm yet reflective, "isn't just about strength or policies. It's about love for the people you serve. My son reminded me of that." The crowd erupted in applause, but for Barron, the moment was deeply personal. Tears welled in his eyes as he realized the impact of his words and actions. From that day forward, Barron embraced his role as more than a son. Inspired by Hunter's plea and his father's renewed vision, he became a quiet symbol of hope, a reminder that even in the highest halls of power, compassion, and unity could pave the way to a brighter future.